Welcome back to Be Rich. My brother is here off screen to discuss Nassim Taleb and his book Fooled by Randomness.
Okay, Anand, today I thought we would talk about Nassim Taleb's book, Fooled by Randomness. You made me read this book, I think, a good 10 years back. It's even
Yes,
older than that. So some of the
2009.
I think some of the key points in that book are quite relevant in today's world, where he talks about fishtail events, with events which are low in probability but highly destructive events.
Yes.
Seems to be the norm in today's world now. So why don't you give me a brief thing about the book?
See, I'll tell you what his theory is. His theory is dramatically opposite to that of Warren Buffett. I'm just talking investment. Warren says, buy stocks cheap, wait for the long term, you will make money. This is an exact reversal. He says, keep all your money in treasury and keep buying put options. Put options are options which bet that the market will go down. As the market keeps on going up and up, you keep buying put options. The yield on return on treasury will take care of the losses you make on the puts. So you will end up making minor losses. And then a day will come when there is a big correction and you make outlandish profits. So he himself describes it in one place. It's like cutting your wrist and boldly allowing the blood to drip by drip. That is what this thing is. The buying puts
Correct.
and knowing it will go down the tube. But you have to be constantly there because you don't know
We'll switch.
when it will switch. The day it switches, you make a big killing. I can talk of at least 4 events which would have made a killing. One in 2008, of course, he made a big killing. And in 2016, when Trump won, there was a big dip and then the market took off. But he would have made money in that dip. And then again in 2020, there was the COVID pandemic. There was a sharp correction and then the market rallied. So you are a value buyer, I am a value buyer. We felt that the market was not there down long enough. But he was hoping it would go down and he encashed it. And right now the war is also he's encashing on the war. When it just sliced, he would have made money. And he doesn't do it only on the S&P. Imagine the kind of money he would have made in the Russian markets. So this is basically hedging your bet, saying that normally a tail end event is the very edge of a bell curve.
Correct.
It doesn't happen normally. But what he says is, because we don't expect it, it keeps on happening regularly. You had the 2000 crash, you had the 2008 crash, you had the small mini crash with Trump, you had a major crash when the COVID happened, and now you are going to face a crash as the war escalates.
Yeah, but these so-called tipping points which you're talking about are very hard to see, no? It's very hard to predict.
So he says, no, you keep on shorting. No? That's why he says dripping blood.
Correct.
Because I'll tell you, the human nature is what he is betting is on the human nature. The human nature does not want this to happen. So what it will do is the excesses will always be on the long side, like what Jerome Powell did by printing so much money and Trump and Biden's giving freebies. You have invented inflation where it was not there for so many years. And the very fact that they are going to raise rates, they have not even raised rates. They are thinking of raising rates. The market has fallen very dramatically. You take the case of the Indian market now. What has happened is it peaked in October. The American market peaked only on January 4th. From October, the foreigners have been selling, right? And it should have just cracked. What has happened?
LIC.
You had the government propping up the market, hoping to sell some of its company. So they kept on holding the market. And from yesterday, there is talk that the government may back off and not have a IPO this year.
I think that's wise.
So no, what I'm saying is, if the government withdraws the support, you're going to have a free fall.
Yes, but that's very hard to predict when and how that will happen.
So, but you know that the markets are overvalued. So the upside is limited.
Yes, but to keep
But in India, you can't keep buying put options the way he is doing. So he is a dramatic. And then he defines these events, what you are calling them as black swan.
Correct.
Now, in black swan, what does he mean is, till Australia was discovered and explored, all swans were white in color.
Correct.
So this black swan did not even exist. So if somebody told you that I saw a black swan, it was not a possibility at all. Till some explorer went to Australia and for the first time saw black swan, then it is always true that there is a black swan.
True.
So he says these are black swan events.
True.
Nobody thought the pandemic would come. That's a black swan event. Nobody thought
Vladimir Putin.
Putin, I thought nobody will be stupid enough to go to war at this juncture.
Correct.
That only war of attrition. But Putin has to put the world on the edge by going on this war and keeping the nuclear nukes on height. All these events, somebody had talked to you. Even 2 weeks back, before the event, we thought that this would not happen. But it has happened. It's done.
So would you say like George Soros's philosophy is also similar to this?
No, Soros's philosophy is not
Who's
as
the closest to, do you say, who is
the closest is, of course, the great Soros. But Soros is a person who will see both the ups and downs. And he has a theory of reflexivity. The theory of reflexivity says that if I am having I may not buy so much stock. But because I am talking to, my videos are reaching 1 million people. At least some of these videos are reaching 1 million people.
Correct.
I am influencing 1 million participants. So I itself do not know what effect I have on the market.
True.
So that the participant's bias is not measured. So there will be always, like you cannot measure the speed of the electron and the position
Position of the
Heisenberg principle.
Correct. Uncertainty.
Uncertainty. That is what Soros is talking about. Here this fellow is very certain. He says
One day it will crack.
one day it will crack. The guys in the economics are not allowing natural system. What is the natural system? You had several years of booms and then followed by bust.
Correct.
Right? And the bust is very painful for a long time. But what these central bankers think is
They can control.
they control the boom and bust. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes. You can't control the weather.
So what they are now trying to control the weather. So who started it? The Greenspan put started it.
Absolutely.
From 2000, the so-called tail end events are happening with 2001 to 2008, right? 2008-9. Then you had one in 16. Then you had one 120. Now you have in 22. So these are supposed to happen once in 30 years, 40 years.
Now they're happening in higher frequency.
A high frequency.
Because we are tinkering more.
You are tinkering more.
True.
Greenspan thought that he has destroyed inflation. But inflation is back.
So do you recommend this book to be read?
Yeah, you have to read Fooled by Randomness. You should read most of his books.
Yeah.
There's
Anti-fragility and
Anti-Fragility
Black Swan.
and Black Swan. And you must read, you must understand another concept, which is what I say, skin in the game.
True.
So I say, when you look at a company, you see the promoter holding. If the promoter holding is not strong enough, you don't buy the company.
Well, thanks. Thanks, Anand.
Thanks, Vinod. I enjoyed this conversation. Thank you for watching Be Rich. If you like this video, kindly subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell notification. If you do not turn on the bell notification, you will be not notified every time a video comes. Also, don't forget to share this video with your friends and relatives and persuade them to subscribe to my channel. I have written 2 books in English, The Alchemy of Money and Ordinary Stocks, Extraordinary Profits. These books are published by us and are ready. If you want to procure a copy, send us a message to the WhatsApp number given below and my team would respond to you. If you want an Amazon Kindle copy, you can click the link below. Finally, those who wish to consult with me can send a mail to berichenglish@gmail.com. Once again, I thank you for your support. If you like this video, press the subscribe button of my channel, hit the like button and turn on the bell notification.